So after my trip to St. Louis, I was feeling a little bit like tired and jet lagged. And so it's been really nice last 2 days. I've woken up early and done my walk early in the morning when it's cool in Las Vegas. So when I'm walking, I like to always listen to something, either a podcast or sometimes I'm listening to an article. And today I was listening to an article that was about Caritas, an abbess from Nuremberg, who was someone who believed in grace alone in the 16th century, but who wanted to remain in her cloister and with her girls' school, and had an encounter with Melanchthon. It was just an interesting story as I'm trying to understand more about Nuremberg and its impact on the Reformation. And so I was listening to an article about her, and I had a lot of things that I learned on that article. So when I got to the coffee shop, my favorite coffee shop, Vesta, I have a lot of coffee shops, but Vesta is got the best work vibe. It's very cool in there, cold even. And so after a hot walk there, I can cool down and have a nice coffee and get to work. So the first thing I like to do is write down my to-do list. And I had a few things today. Normally, I like to do Pomodoro technique, where you work for a set amount of time, like 25 minutes or so, and then take a 5-minute break. But today I decided to just get things done on my list. And so my first thing was to upload the library video from yesterday. And I'm learning how to do a daily vlog. And so I've decided, instead of doing it all at once and breaking it into pieces, and so filming and then writing, and there's all these little things. And so I was writing that today, got that done. And then I wanted to kind of write up a little bit of the Les Mis like story and the long gospel impact, because I think whenever I think of Les Mis, I just can't help but think about long gospel and the wonderful gospel promise that we have in Jean Valjean, being forgiven, being restored, giving a new idea, who am I? And just the truth that who we are in Christ is we are forgiven and we are loved and we are shown God's grace to us as his children. So it's just like a cool thing. So I wanted to write that up, got that done. And then I have been going through my book on the catechism. And so today I did the chapter on the Latin to English translation, comparing those two. And I found some answers to some questions that I've had, which is funny because I've read this book before, but it was before I had a lot of the questions in mind. And so I read through all of it, and then I spent like 40 minutes typing up notes and questions. I have a lot of questions for Dr. Ashley Knoll about Thomas Cranmer and his interpretation. I also have some questions for Dr. Kolb when we have our next Zoom next week. So I got those all written down. And then I'm working with Blake Flatley on the freedom lessons. We have just a few little pieces left and going to be launching that study guide. So got that done. And then my last thing was to write up, I love Ali Abdaal's book notes template. And so I just use that in my library on Notion to categorize all of my articles. So it was a good day of work at the coffee shop. And I'm feeling like I'm surrounded by books, and I really just read one article and one chapter, and it feels like I have a lot more to do, but there's always going to be more to read and more to explore. So thanks for spending time with me. Hope to see you next time. Thank you guys for your comments and questions. I really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.